Hello and welcome to my channel Heart to Hearts. Here we bring you news about migrating to the UK and lifestyle of immigrants in the UK. Today we'll be sharing an update on the changes in health surcharge. Health surcharge is a payment people make to before they're able to apply for visa in certain categories. For example, these visa include like student's visa or spousal visa or any kind of visa except the ones under the health and the care worker category. If you checked my last video, you would see the jobs that fell under the health and the care visa category. Those people under that category are exempted from the IHS. So if you're coming in as a student, you want to do your PhD, you want to do your master's, or you want to do your first degree, you are supposed to pay this health surcharge. And today we're just going to tell you that there's an increase on the health surcharge. But before we proceed with the video, if it's your first time coming across my video, please click on the subscribe button on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Click on the like button, share this video and leave your comments. So I just want to say this increase will be taking effect from this 2024, but there are some people who don't have to pay the IHS, which I will break down before we talk about the increase. First of all, if you're applying for visitor's visa, you don't need to pay for IHS. If you are applying for indefinite leave to remain, you don't have to pay for IHS. And like I said earlier, if you're applying for health and care worker visa, you don't need to pay for this IHS. And if you're applying for EU settlement, for those Europeans who want to settle in the UK, you don't have to pay for IHS. And if you're a diplomat or a member of the armed forces, maybe in your country and you're just here to do your job, you don't need to apply for IHS. And if you're a dependent of a British armed force member, for example, if your husband is an army, or your wife or your partner, if they belong to the British Army, for example, you as a dependent don't need to apply for don't need to pay for this IHS. And we also have the asylum seekers. If you are seeking asylum in the UK, you don't need to pay for this surcharge. And if you're a victim of slavery or human trafficking, or their dependents, they don't have to attend. They don't need to pay for that. And if they have domestic violence, if they are under the concession of domestic violence, they don't need to pay for that. And if they are living in the UK, if them leaving the UK, if them leaving the UK infringes on their human rights, maybe for example, if if someone has a case that if they leave the UK, they will be arrested or maltreated. Human rights, when you talk about human rights, has to do with right to life, anything that endangers somebody's life, freedom from torture, or those kind of inhumane treatment. If you know that this person, if they leave the UK, it puts their life at risk or any of their human rights at risk, then those people, if they apply for any visa to stay in the UK, they don't need to pay for IHS. So also we can now proceed to tell you the changes, because it's now moved from 624 pounds to 1,035 pounds. That is up to like 66% increase, from 624 pounds to 135 pounds. So, but the only thing is, in this case, this is just for adults. Children under the age of 18, they pay £776 for each child. And then students, for example, if you are coming to do your PhD for 3 years and you have dependents, or both you and your family will be paying £776 for each person, both your children and yourself, because you are coming in as a student. If you're doing first degree, for example, although you will not be able to bring in your dependents, but then your IHS will be £776. If you're coming for your master's, the same thing. And you have to multiply it times the year into, that's if your course is 3 years, for example, you will pay £776 times 3 for each person. So that's just what it is. And then finally, there are some cases where you get a refund. This is one of the immigration payments in the UK that you can actually get a refund. And it happens, for example, if your visa is denied. Maybe as a student, you applied for 3 years to come and study in the UK. If they deny that visa, you will be refunded just the IHS amount will be refunded to you. So also, if you decide to withdraw the application yourself, they will also refund the money to you. The IHS is meant to be like for your medical insurance when you come to the UK. It's like you are paying ahead to use the NHS. So you're not coming to abuse the system. You've already paid for you to access it. So if for that reason that you withdraw your application or you were denied a visa, they will give you that money because you're no longer coming to the UK, you're no longer using the IHS. So on that ground, they will refund that money. Then also, you will get a refund if your dependent is refused. For example, you applied for 5 people and they gave you, you paid for the IHS of those 5 people, and for some reason they denied some of your dependents. They will refund the money for those your dependents, so they don't collect money that you will not use because those people are no longer coming to the UK. So they will refund their IHS surcharge fee. And finally, if you get less time than you asked for in your visa, for example, you requested for 5 years visa and you got 3 years, they will refund you the money for those remaining 2 years. So that's just my update for today. Thank you for listening and have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel once again.